Heroes and Legends, Dynasties 2. The Holy Knights were in another sector of the galaxy, where Destiny, the Psalmist, and Seymour were discussing. Seymour was remembering the days in which he was a part of the Temple Scholastica. They had fallen during the war between Versailles and the forces of the Banqueran and Assuran. He regretted his weakness and the very sight of his king's murderer, Portia, being on the same side as the person that he is supposed to be allegiant to, made him sick to his stomach. He saw being a holy knight would give him a fresh new start in life, but seeing his king's killer constantly gave him nightmares. As for Destiny, she tried to cheer him up by reading him psalms and playing him harp. She reassured him that forgiveness was important, and as elders they must practice what they preach. It was not good to have hatred and remorse and resentment in his heart. Seymour confided in Destiny his deepest secrets, and the two shared lunch together as they sit in the forest, waiting for the sun to rise and preparing for a major battle against the Jedi forces. Seymour said, "I thank you, Destiny. It's because of this that I believe, no, I know, that we can be great friends when this war is over." No, let's not wait until then, because we do not know what the future holds. We are friends today. Destiny smiled with glee. Indeed, thank you so much. I appreciate this very much. And don't worry, Seymour, everything will be okay. Do not mind who is on our side or who is against us. Let's just do our duty diligently, and then let the God that we serve work things out. The two knights then armored up and got their weapons and prepared to meet the enemy in battle. The Holy Knights, led by their Calvary Captain Branson, attacked the Jedi stronghold in the left galaxy. This is to chase them out and to split the Jedi and the Oberon in two, so they can deal with them one at a time. The Prime Boned One, known as Gaitor, holds the defense. Branson, he cleared his throat as he looked over his massive knight army. Destiny and Seymour joined the ranks, along with Paul, who has finished training newcomers, and these newcomers were about to face battle. Branson continued on with his speech. Today, we face two of Jedi's best. The Prime Boned One Gaitor. He is a cousin of the Prince there, and the fearsome swordsman, Carl Walker, the most powerful man in all of Jedi. We must do what is necessary. We must work as one. Have faith in our God, and believe with the power of the Holy Spirit and the discipline of elder knights. We will overcome both of them, along with their other forces. We shall be victorious and win this war and put an end to this chaos once and for all. Brave men and women of the Holy Knights, let your praises go out as we embark on our victory. Whoa! The Calvary Knights charged with their cavalry. Destiny and Seymour charged as well, but Paul was leading the infantry unit, and Branson was in front of his cavalry, giving orders and preparing to move. On the Jedi side, Yubo, a powerful and strong warrior, along with Andrew, a senior officer in Jedi, led the charge for their side. Holding back was Gaitor. He was guarding the fortress, and Carl Walker was lying in wait somewhere, waiting for his time to strike. The enemy was determined not to lose this formation. If they lost the position, it would be all over for the Jedi, and basically an end to their campaign in this war. Seeing this war was vital, Branson put everything on the line. He charged and used the power that was invested in him and the prayers of his friend Patterson to beat back the advancing enemy. They used their cavalry to bring back and push back and even cripple the enemy tanks and warships and mechs that were opposing them. Seeing that the Elder Knights, the Holy Knights, as they're properly called, were moving like nothing before, Carl Walker decided it was time for him to step to the battlefield. His power was immense. Holy Knights were being knocked off their horses, and men were being slaughtered. Branson, on his horse, challenged Carl Walker, who was on the ground with his sword. Lance or sword. The two leaders began to fight. As for Gaitor, he was still at the camp. Seymour had a brilliant idea that he would sneak around in the back of the camp and ambush Gaitor and caught him off guard before he too could use his prime powers and even out the odds. Destiny covered Seymour's rear as he went and snuck past the enemy's defenses. Yuval and Papa were still at it, and so everyone in the battlefield was very much occupied. Seymour made his way past some guards and able to surprise Gaitor. "I'm over here, you!" Seymour then launched himself and used his giant axe to hit Gaitor from behind, nearly cutting him. Gaitor was stunned. You're that Seymour guy." "Yeah, I remember you. You were the one who was in the Tempest Colossus sky that killed our king. I thought all of them died in that war, but it seems you're still alive. I will do my cousin a favor and end you personally." Seymour then chuckled and said, "You and me? I am favored by God to win this battle. The Jedi are at an end, but it will be you who will fall here." The two men then took up weapons and started to fight one another. Seymour was using his battle axe with great ferocity. He trained for many years for this moment. Gaitor too was using his swords, but he was so overwhelmed and overcome by Seymour's tenacity, he forgot to turn prime form. As the battle intense between Branson and Carl Walker was trying to go for the horse's legs to slice him. However, the horse was agile. It jumped right on top of Carl Walker. Carl Walker then pushed the horse off. The horse then came up quickly while Branson remained on the horse. Branson then started to move his lance very fast towards Carl Walker's location. Carl Walker then used his sword in rapid action to counter Branson. The two men were equally matched. Carl Walker said, "Are you any good off that horse? Or you just need to be on your high horse in order to reach me, you fool?" Branson did not take the taunt, and so Branson continued to stay on the horse. Carl Walker was very irritated at this point. He did not want to use his prime powers because he did not thought he would need it for such weak fools. However, he had no choice. As Carl Walker was about to turn prime, word had got out that Gaitor was successfully defeated and was retreating. Seeing that it didn't make sense for the Jedi to stay, Carl reluctantly had to run away. The Holy Knights of the Elder Forces had won. Seymour had proven himself to be a worthy Holy Knight, as he defeated one of the great leaders of Jedi and got some much needed revenge for his kingdom. And so the Holy Knights rejoiced, and the Jedi were on the back end.